Yes, class, welcome back. So where we were, we are talking about packet tracer. We are talking about, we have seen that how a communication take place between two nodes, right? So this is a very small network, right? This is a minimum network in which we have at least one node which is connected to another node. Yes, I am audible. Yes, class.
Yes, sir.
Okay, okay, okay. So someone has asked me that what is the function of real time and simulation. Real time you have already seen, right? In real time, what is happening? You simply received a message in your status right over here that whether that packet is delivered successful or not, right? That is the real time scenario. Whereas in a simulation, you will see that how the package is being transmitted from the layers, and one after another it will reach to internet working devices, and how it is going to get received by the receiver, and then there will be a kind of acknowledgement from the receiver. All that things you will going to see in an animated way, right? So that is the beauty of this packet tracer. Over here you can see, uh, let me have this PDU and the destination is this one. Now you can see it has stopped. It does not going to give you the immediate result. Are you there? You are with me or not? Yes, class. You all are with me. You're getting the things or not? Please let me know. I will repeat the concept if you're not getting it. Yes, anyone, please switch on your mic. It should be full duplex communication. Yes, class.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so what I was saying is that you can see now that in this, when I have selected the option simulation, the packet is stopped over here and it is just waiting for me to press some button, right? So I will press this play button over here, and when I play this thing, you will see that packet will be first forwarded to the receiver, right? Then it will send the kind from the receiver, it will go back to the sender that okay, this is acknowledgement, packet is received successfully. And now you can see in the status bar, it is showing that ICMP packet, that is Internet Control Message Protocol. Please note it down, it is very important. In future, we're going to talk about this thing, particular ICMP, just to check the connectivity between the nodes. That is Internet Control Message Protocol. We are using it right now for this purpose. Now you can see this is how that uh, communication get completed. It sent the packet, then it received, and then there is a successful status over here in the scenarios, right? And if I don't use this simulation tab, I go to the real time option, then you can see when I'm sending a packet from sender to receiver, you will see directly, you will get the message, right? So for understanding, to get the things more in detail, then you will go for this option, that is simulation. Otherwise, once you are you know about the concepts, yet things are clear to you, you can simply go with the real time to test the things that you have learned is correct or not. Go to the real time and get the result. It basically saves the time, whereas in simulation it will show you the animated way of transmitting the packet from the receiver to the sender, right? Is it clear? Is it clear, class? Yes. Whom have asked me this question? Who has asked me this question?
Yes, sir. Clear.
ठीक है, done. Okay. Okay. So this is a uh, network where two devices are connected. Right now, the problem is when we want to connect a third device. Now, anyone, please suggest me what we can do for this thing. Now, what is needed? We need a cable. We need a connection. Right. This is what we need. Now, to whom we will connect? Now, if I'm trying to connect with PC, what will happen? It will say cable cannot be connected to this port. Why? Why it is not possible? Why it is not possible? Please let me explain you this thing first. Then we will talk about hub and switches, right? We will go step by step. That will make your concepts more clear. So I want to connect third PC, and you can see that there is no port available, right? Port means Ethernet port. Ethernet port means that RJ45 connector, right? Which is basically used to connect the internet, right? Or different networks, right? So that is nothing but LAN, local area network. That is there over in the PC. There is a card over there. I can show you if it is there, then I will show you, right? So might be over here. This is Ethernet port. Yes, you can see over here. This is your port. You can see. Now, if you want to connect, if you want to insert more, you can drag and drop over here. Then you will get one more Ethernet port, right? So these are the modules which is installed in your PC. You can see over here, right? And from this key button, you can switch it on and switch it off. You can see that I have switched on off the PC2, right? So it is not there now, and it can easily be switched on, right? This way, you can see, right? And over here, you can see this is the LAN we have, this is a fast Ethernet. So we simply have this option available over here. We can simply drag and drop it like this way. So that module will be available to us. Now, the problem that we are facing is still over there, that we could not able to connect the third computer. But if we want to connect another, then we need one more PC, right? So I'm just showing you this thing, that let's have one more network like this way, and in which we will going to continue with the IPs, that is 10.0.0.2 is already given, so we will giving with 3, right? And we are having 10.0.0.4 and like this way, right? So this is the connection, like over here. Now if we want to check that whether the same module is working or not, right, in real time. Now this is one network with 2 devices, this is another network with 2 devices, right? And if we connect these two, then it is called as internetworking. This is one network, right? This is one network. This is another network, right? So if we're trying to connect this to network, then we can call it internetworking in this sense. So let me show you how what is the next approach that we will use to connect this thing, right? So what I will do is, instead of connecting this independent 2 nodes and all this way, and the problem with this is that PC2 cannot able to connect with receiver over here, and PC3 could not able to connect with sender over here. These are the independent, but we need to connect them, right? So that's why we will introduce a device that is known as, we having a device that is known as hub or switch, right? Let me check where we're having a hub or not over here. This one, the first one, network devices. So what you have to do is, you have to move your cursor to this network devices, and then you have to see there also there is no, yes, over there, network devices, we have to go with the hub. This is your hub, right? So we will have a hub and we will drop it over there like this way. Now what we will do is, we will disconnect the previous connection. Now since we want interconnectivity, right? So what we will do is, we will connect them. Sorry. What we will do is we will connect them like this way. You can see. Yes, class. Right. And finally, what we need to do is we need to simply connect with them. There is no need of configuration, any kind of configuration in case of hub, right? And you can see now I could able to transmit packets successfully, right? In this way, right? Yes, any doubt? Any doubt, class? So in this manner, you will understand what is a network, what do you mean by internetwork, and what is the role of a hub, right? So why hub is introduced, why it is needed, basically, right? So when we want to expand a network, what we need to do is we need to extend with the help of some kind of low cost devices, right? There's such as we having hub over here. This is a low cost device and allow us to extend. Now, if we check inside the hub, when we click on inside the hub, you will see this window. What is there actually? There is this thing that is needed, this fast Ethernet ports, right? And this fast Ethernet port, now let us allow us to connect with any device. Otherwise, in the previous case, when they are connected directly with cross cable, what we cannot, we are limited with these two device only. Only that two device can able to communicate with each other. When we want to add third devices, there is no port available. So that could not be possible. So the solution for that problem is we need a hub. And then we simply connect our wires through the hub in which has this RJ45 fast Ethernet ports. Now over here you can see, just count the number of ports which is available. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So this is the minimum, this is the maximum number of ports that we can able to connect. After that, if we try to connect with this hub will give the same error that we are looking in the previous scenario. Let's check it out. So if we have more AND devices, now as we have seen, it has 6 ports. So we have introduced 6 ports, and to test that 7 PC will work with it or not. So that's why I have placed a 7 one also, 7 node also. And over here, I'm just going to connect with this port like this way, right? And we need to assign an IP for 10.0.0.4 is already given. Then we are continuing with 5, and this is 6. So that will be 10.0.0.6, and this and this. Now this will be 7, right? So I am just giving an IP before connecting with this, because since I know that it will not be possible to connect since it has only 6 ports. So what it is showing? Yes, class. Can you please read what it is showing? It is showing no port available. Now that is the maximum limit of this hub. How we can improve? We can add modules like this way. Now suppose we want to connect with this fast Ethernet. So what we will do, we will click over there. But the problem is when the electronic device is switched on, we cannot able to install the more module. It let us get an electric shock or something. So you can see this simulator is very much similar to the real scenario. So you have to do accordingly. First of all, we have to switch off the hub, and then we have to drag it and then placed it over here. So this is how we can enhance the modules in our hub. Right now I will switch it on. Initially it has only 6 ports and we have tested them. Now for the 7th one, there was no port, right? So solution for that is we have to install more modules in that remaining, right, space. So once that is done, now you can see that I could able to connect with port number 6, right? So that is the yes, that is that is basically talking about the capacity of a hub, right? It means that uh, it has a predefined port numbers, right? And accordingly the cost will matters. It will if it have 8 port, if it have 12 ports, 16 ports, like this way, 32 ports, right? If we increase the number of ports, we will definitely face the problem in case of hub, because hub is not smart enough to handle more number of devices at the same time, right? And that could be easily seen with the help of a simulator over here. You can see that let me tell you this thing, that when PC1 and PC or receiver is going to receive a packet, right, in a hub, how it is happening is the packet will first receive to hub, right? So I'm just telling you the method, I'm telling you the working principle of a hub. This is 5 marks question, or you can say uh, that in interview they could ask you this thing, that what is the working principle of a hub, how it works. So I told you earlier also, hub is a hub basically based on uh, broadcast the packets, right? So it broadcasts the packets, right? So, and what it means that once the packet is received, right, to the hub, hub will copy that packet and then make a copies of that packet depending upon the number of ports. Please try to understand this thing. Now suppose I have a message that I want to send, right? And in that I'm talking about packet 1, packet 2, and all these things are there. But currently we are dealing with packet 1. So this is your P1, which I want to reach to the receiver, right? So I want, this is a sender, that is PC6, which has a packet P1, and in a LAN, this is your LAN, that is local area network. This is your LAN, and in this LAN, what we want to send, we want to send this packet, right? So this is your hub, which basically received this message P1 and then copied it into number of ports which are available or which are working, right? So this is the number 1 port, 2, 3, 4, 5, like this way. All these ports are there. So it will make 5 copy of the packet received and send it individually to everyone. Please remember this part, right? So jitne ports hain, available ports, it will make a copy of that packet and then send it to all the ports except from where the packet has arrived. So packet has arrived from PC6. So it will not send back the packet to PC6. It will only send the copy of that packet to all the ports which are active in a hub, right? And forward it to that PC. Now, once the packet is being received, copied packet is being received by each node, what they will do, they will check the destination. They will check the destination address, since it hold the source and destination address, right? So in every scenario, you can see the destination address will not match over here. PC2, PC3, PC5, PC, this sender and this PC4. The destination address, because this message is meant for receiver over here, this one This is the target message. This is the target PC. This message is meant for receivers. This receiver, which we named it. You can also name it anything. But currently we are saying that this one, let's name it something PC9, right? So this message is basically meant for PC9, right? And where hub, what hub is doing? Hub is transmitting that packet to each and every individual node. Copied that packet and copied how much time? How many time? It copied to all the nodes which are active, to which all the ports which are active at that scenario. Copied it and then forward it. And on the receiving side now the second action will take place on the receiving side. Now if receiver honestly accept that this is not my packet, so what they will do, it will reject the packet. PC2, PC3, PC5, here the sender, and PC4, they will honestly say that this is not my packet, this is the destination address is not same, so they will reject the packet. Whereas when it will reach to PC9, what will happen? It will say, okay, this is my packet, and packet will successfully get delivered in PC9. So this is one packet, how it reached to the destination. You can see there is a need of memory, and why it is needed, because we need to copy the packet and send it to all the ports which are active, except the port from where the packet has arrived, right? Now what else is there? This is only the first packet which we have sent. Now in a sequence, if we have multiple packets like P2, P3, just imagine that if we have 10 packets and 10 number of nodes, then how many 100 packets will be copied and need to be generated? Means, so for 10 packets we need to generate 100 packets. Here the efficiency goes down when we are talking about hub, because it works on the principle of broadcast the packet, right? It does not know the exact destination. Since hub is basically broadcast the packet to all the ports, it will send it to 2, 3, 4, and 5 and 6, and on the destination it will check over there that whether this packet belongs to them or not. Now in case of some security reason, you can see if some of the PC will accept, okay, this is my packet, then what will happen? So that's why we are saying hub is not at all secure. If we are using hub in our office, or we are using hub in our college, or in our for our purpose, and for that reason we are avoiding using hub. But yes, it depends, the depends upon the network type, that is for which how much we can expend, right? For how much we can spend our money, right? It depend upon that thing, right? If it is very critical information, or it just general information, internet and all that stuff, then we can simply go to hub. Then there is no need of, or if it is your home network and you know everything is secure, no one is going to try to tamper or extract some information. So in your home, if you have 3 or 4, 5 computers and you want to connect with LAN network kind of thing, then we can make use of hub. And one of the advantage of using hub is that it does not require any kind of configuration. It does not require any kind of configuration or maintenance, since it has a set of protocol that it will follow every time when it gets started. So we simply switch it on and we simply connect it with all the nodes, all the PCs through which we want to make a network, right? So it does not have its own kind of decision making strategy, where it will make your packet to reach individually to the destination, right? So why we are using hub? Then the question arises in our mind, why hub? Why there is a need of hub, right? This is the important question. And answer to this question is, it is very cost effective for that scenario, for our home, we cannot able to buy a switch because it is very costly. Where there is a heavy traffic, we can go for a switch. If there is a small traffic, no, not more number of nodes are there, right? Then we can go for hub easily. And it is also very economical as compared to switch, where switch basically hold minimum 32 PCs. If we want to connect more than 32 PCs or 30 PCs, then we will definitely go with this. If we want to have this large network, then we will definitely go with this hub switch. Then hub will not work as much efficiently, right? So let's check it out, that how it is basically working. You can see I have told you that once the packet is there from the sender to PC9, you will see it will received by the hub. Now what hub will do, hub will copy that packet and generate same number of packets till the number as the number of ports. You can see here how many ones, two, three. There is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So 6 packet will be generated like this way and send forwarded. You can see where receiver will say, okay, this is not my packet. I am not, the destination address doesn't match over here, and I don't want to accept this packet. So they simply rejected that one, and only the receiver will say, okay, I am the receiver. This is the IP which is received, and this IP basically matched to my address. So this is basically belongs to me. So here you can see there is no cross mark over here, whereas all the other they have the cross mark, which says that rejected, this packet does not belong to me anymore, because this IP address which is written, the destination IP address which is written over here, does not match to this particular, right? So you can see there will be an acknowledgement, as we have seen in the previous scenario also. So acknowledgement will be given by whom? By the packet which has by the system, by a node which has received the packet successfully. So here the packet is received successfully by PC9, and PC9 will send an acknowledgement, where acknowledgement will again being received by the hub. Now you know hub will always broadcast, right? So again the packet will be copied and sent to all the active nodes except from where it is had been sent. So it has been sent from PC9. So it will not send back this acknowledgement packet to PC9, and will send to all the nodes which is connected over here. That is PC6, PC4, sender, PC5, PC3, and PC2. Let's check it out. So when I will do that, you will see that it will not send back to the packet. It will not send back to the node from where it has received, and to all the ports, to the active ports through which that hub is connected. So it is connected to PC6. So definitely it will reach to PC6, and PC6 will say, okay, yeah, this is my address. This packet belongs to me. And it will say, yeah, right, I have received. The acknowledgement came back to the sender. And you can see over here in the status, the successful. So this is the animation behind, and you can see this is how a hub simply work with layers. And there are, you can see uh, it works in the physical layer, right? And this is the step-by-step way of working. You can see where it will reach to hub, then again, and you can see over here, right? It is working, right? It is an hub. So basically it works in physical layer and data link layer, right? So first two layer is basically dedicated for hub, because hub is basically dealing with your MAC address. Please remember this question. Remember this thing is very important. It is dealing with your MAC address, right? It does not deal with IP address. Hub does not know about IP address. It only knows about the MAC address. So if I simply click over there, you can see once I click over there, these are the 7 layers. You can see these are the 7 layers where it is working, right? So let's take the example of PC6 and PC9 over here, right? So when I click on PC9, you can see over here that this is the in layer, this is out the layer. They receive the frame. You can see over here fast Ethernet, which is working about layer 1, right? And if we talk about hub, you can see hub is talking about Ethernet layer 2 and layer 1, right? So hub is basically worked on MAC layer. This is layer 2 also, right? So this first two layer is basically for this thing. And you can see how this packet will send to the destination, and then destination will acknowledge the packet to the sender, and then it will become a successful communication between the